All right, so here we have like five medium-sized coconut, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a butter knife just because they have a less sharper edge, and I'm gonna dig out the coconut, and so I pretty much started here. All right, so I'm just gonna basically take out the meat, put it over in here for now. All right, so stay tuned.
I'm actually living in Croatia.
All
Somewhere
right, so
between.
this
I'm
here
not
is
sure
pretty
what
much how I pretty
your
much take out the meat.
street
So I
name.
get a little
I was
knife
in a
and
body of a small child.
bang on, but you definitely want to
And
have a knife
recently
that does
the
not really
same
have a
person
sharp
would come up
edge.
to me in
You
a
know,
club,
this is not that
and
sharp,
this person would
just
stand
in
to
case
death
you
with a
slip,
knife
yeah? So just put it in,
anytime for like a month.
bang
And
on,
I was going crazy.
yeah,
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't dream. I was afraid of going to sleep.
and just try to
I would actually wake up
yank it out.
sometimes.
This is probably the hardest, well, one of the hardest parts of making it, yeah?
This is why you shouldn't be living in
But
Croatia.
bang on, so you see,
Okay?
this is pretty much part of the process. So you just
Your
put it into
soul
the
is
edge.
targeted by the ancestors of that area.
This is my
Which
method.
makes it like
I don't
an
know
energy on you that
if
attracts
anybody else have
spirits.
any method that would be
What you were experiencing
a bit
was
easier,
the actual
but
previous life
this
in
is
which
how
you
I've been
were
doing
living
it
in that area, and you were being ritually
since a kid.
sacrificed by the
Well,
time you've done in life
taking out this here,
to
because
fuel a dark eye.
mommy and them used to use coconut. But yeah, so I'm just basically just a little video on how I take out the meat from the coconut.
You've been entrapped in the child.
So here we go again. Coconut already chipped. Took me a minute to chip all of this stuff up. Well, not a literal minute. It took a little while, right? But fast forward. So this blender pretty much holds like 7 cup, and each cup is like 8 ounce, right? So what I did, I half the blender with coconut, right, with the meat, and like half with water, right? And this would just help it to be a little bit more creamier, right? Probably could have even had a little bit less water, but I guess you guys can try it out and see whatever works for you. Like, this is my third time making coconut oil. The first time was okay, the second time was better, and I'm looking forward for this version to be even better. So what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna blend up. Alright, so the first bit finished blending. So we're gonna do now, just basically try to strain it. So you can use a cheesecloth, a clean old t-shirt, anything you want to use, you can use. I used to have a cheesecloth, but it had too much fiber that was coming off of the cloth, so I stopped use that. I just probably need to find a good quality cheesecloth, but for now this is an old vest that I'm using, and so I'm just gonna do now is squeeze out all of this milk into the pot. Obviously I can't do it and hold the camera just so I'm just gonna stop it here and squeeze out the milk. Alrighty, so we're moving ahead now. So this is pretty much everything finished blended, strained, and now I'm just gonna put this in the fridge, right, and just leave it for, I guess, at least like 12 hours or so. But the longer you leave it in the fridge, the better it is. The more harder the cream will become, and then it will be easier for you to separate the cream from the water. So this is basically the process now. Just allow it to relax, and then have the cream separate from the water, and then strain off the cream and go forward. So stay tuned for the next phase. Alright, so here we go. We're continuing with this process of making some cold pressed coconut oil. So I pretty much had this in the fridge sitting for almost 24 hours. Just decided to just leave it for a bit longer. So as you can see now, the cream here is firm, and you see it's pretty much hard. So what I'm gonna do, scoop it out into this jar. Alright, so we got now some big nice chunks here. So you basically cut it so that it can fit into the glass jar, and then you're gonna put it in a nice warm place. Well, I guess it is very hot right now, but I usually store mine in the oven, leave it overnight. So that will be the next process. Alright, good. So now cream has been bottled, so I'm just gonna leave this now for the oil to separate from the water. So you just want to leave this sitting overnight, or depend on how hot is the environment. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna put this outside in the sun because it's quite hot right now. So I'm gonna put this outside in the sun just to help speed up the process. And again, sometimes you just have to apply a little common sense, knowing what's the process, and if you want to lengthen, shorten the process, whatever, you know, just apply your own common sense. You know, one rule does not apply to all, you know. So but yeah, this is almost the finished product. So next phase now, once the oil has been separated from the water, we'll basically strain it, and then that's pretty much it. But stay tuned, stay tuned. All right, progress. So remember the last time I've shown you guys the video, all this was just the coconut cream. So now you see all of this is pretty much the oil. The water has separated from the cream. So what I have to do now is dig this out, take out the water, discard the water, and then allow it to store it in a hot place so that the oil now can basically release itself. So get in there. It can be a lengthy process. I mean, this is what, like the third day pretty much. Well, not, let's just say maybe less than 2 full day, right? But obviously, you know, it move into the day 3. But as in a 24-hour day, it's kind of like the second day and a little bit. But yeah, man, coconut oil coming up. Yes, my dear, it's a lengthy process indeed. But so if you can look, you can see there are 3 layers. Here you have the water, you have a bit of the curd there, and all here to the top, that's the coconut oil. So basically I'm gonna get a round spoon, like maybe like a pot spoon, and I'm gonna dip out the oil. I'm gonna strain it, right? You want to have a spoon, you want to dip it out with a spoon, because if you pour it, all of the water and all of this stuff is gonna rise up. So you want to leave that there as much as possible. Yeah, so this is the next phase. All right, so we're gonna strain. So I'm gonna use this little measuring spoon that I have, and at least this can fit in here comfortably. So I'm just gonna scoop, all right, and then I'm gonna pour it over in here, and this pretty much will be the process of straining off the extra curd, or to separate the oil. All right, so you can do it however you find comfortable, but you just don't want to disturb the bottle, because you want to separate the oil and not have everything just mix in, because then you'll just have to leave it again for it to settle. All right, so this is just a brief demonstration, but I'm not gonna record myself straining the whole stuff. So there you go, all of that right there is coconut oil. There's some more in the bottle. So what I'm gonna do, just because I want to get everything, so I'm just gonna try to heat this up some more. So I'm just gonna put on the pot, some water in the pot, and just put this bottle to sit and try to squeeze out as much milk as I can get from, not milk, sorry, oil, as much I can get from here. Then I'm gonna go through the straining process again. All right, just to maximize it. I don't really like wasting stuff, but here we go. Right, this is your natural cold pressed coconut oil. And if let's just say if I didn't take my time and strain it, then you possibly would have gotten a little bit of water in here. And if that's the case, when you do make yours and you get some of these water, if you don't take your time and strain it, some of the water will get into the oil. So then all you have to do is put the oil in the fridge and allow it to get hard, and as it get hard, it will separate from the water, and then you just basically scoop out the oil, throw away the water, and there you have it. But I try to, you know, not have to go through, because as you can see, it's a very lengthy process, but I try to find ways to make it not so lengthy. But anyway, there you have it, homemade cold pressed coconut oil.